Hello YouTube and welcome. In this video I would like to do with you the unboxing of this booster box from the new set Theros Beyond Death. First of all, I would like to thank to the Duelos de Honra, a game store from Amadora, Portugal, that allows me to do this unboxing for you. So let's start opening this box and let's see what we can get in all these 36 boosters. Put this aside. So here we go. First booster. The uncommons: Mire Triton, Glimpse of Freedom, Hero of the Winds, and the rare Storm Herald, 3 drops, he has haste. When Storm Herald enters the battlefield, return any number of aura cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, attached to creatures you control. Exile those auras of the beginning of your next end step. If those auras would leave the battlefield, exile them instead of putting them in anywhere else. And it is a 3/2. And an island. Let's put this like this. Okay. Second one. Down Evangel, Theros Bank Brawler, Fateful End, and our rare Gravebreaker Lamia, 5 drops, he has lifelink. When enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast, and it is a 4/4. Next one. Vanishing Light, Tenaldi Singer, Impending Doom, and our rare Temple of Abaddon. Temple of Abaddon enters the battlefield, tap it. When enters the battlefield, scry 1, tap it for a mountain or a forest. And we have a foiled, a rare foiled, nice, Temple of Plenty. Temple of Plenty enters the battlefield, tap it. When Temple of Plenty enters the battlefield, scry 1, tap it for a forest or a plain. Nice. I'm going to put the foils in here. Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Heroes of Revel, Mirror Shield, and our rare Ashiot Eraser. 4 drops, he has Flash. When enters the battlefield, decide target spell. Your opponents can cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. When Ashiot Eraser leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to his owner hand. Interesting. Our first saga, The Binding of Titans, Furious Rise, Sage of Mysteries, and our rare is also a saga, 5 drops. The first turn, exile target permanent an opponent controls with the converted mana cost 3 or greater. Then the second turn, non-crit spells Your opponent costs 2 more to cast until the next turn. And for the third turn, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. Nice, very interesting. With a different art, Dimerit chosen from Death, Phalanx Statics, The Triumph of Anax, and we got a mythic, a god, Clotis, God of Destiny, 3 drops, he has indestructible. As long as your devotion to red and green is less than 7, Clotius isn't a creature. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a land card, add a mountain or a forest, otherwise you gain 2 life, and Clotius deals 2 damage to each opponent, and it is a 4/5. Nice card. Strangling Insight, Cling to Dust, Favorite of Iris, and our rare Erebos Intervention, an X and a Swamp. Choose one, target creature gets -X/-X until the end of the turn, and you gain X life, or exile up to twice X target cards from graveyards. And we have a foil, Altar of Pantheon, Inevitable End, Mystic Repeal, Sage of Mysteries, and our rare Nescient Boar, 5 drops. All creatures able to block Nescient Boar do so. Whenever Nescient Boar becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controllers draw a card, and it is a 10/6. Nice pull. One more booster. Wolf Willow Heaven, Nethiat Waterer, Alirius Inrupted, and our rare Hatlus the Unscarred, 4 drops. Actus of Unscarred attacks each combat if able. If Actus enters the battlefield, choose 2, 3, or 4 at random. Actus has protection from each number converted mana cost other than the chosen number, and it is a 6/1. A very interesting card, this one. Alseid of the Life's Bounty, Idra's Growth, Rise to Glory, a rare Tricks of the Sudden Storm, 5 drops. He has Flash and Flying. Spells you cast with converted mana cost 5 or greater cost 1 less to cast, and he can't be countered, and it is a 4/5. Just put the god in here. Okay. Scophos Mage Warden, Caliph Beloved of the Sea, Furious Rise, a rare Taranika, a Crowan Veteran, 3 drops, he has Vigilance. Whenever attacks, untap another target creature you control until the end of the turn. That creature has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains indestructibility, and it is a 3/3. And we have a foil, Temple Thief, Daxos, Blessed by the Sun, Enemy of Enlightenment, Thundery Chariot, and we have another Mythic, Nyx Bloom Ancient, 7 drops, he has Trample. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead, and it is a 5/5. Very interesting card. Shoal Kraken, 5 drops. Sweet Oblivion, Laguna Band Storyteller, sorry, and our rare Protean Thaumaturge, 2 drops. He has Constellation, and it is a 1/1. And we have a foil, Dreamshaper Shaman, Anax Hardened in the Forge, Inevitable End, Commanding Presence, and our rare Enigmatic Incarnation, 4 drops. At the beginning of your end stamp, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with a converted mana cost equal to 1 + 2 sacrificed enchantments converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Very interesting card, this one. And we have another foil, Infuriate, Acolyte of Inflation, Thundering Chariot, Glimpse of Freedom, and our rare Ashkot Erasure. Another one, so we get 2 in this booster box. Galaf, Beloved of the Sea, Soul Guide Latin, Enemy of Enlightenment, and our rare Nilia's Intervention, X and 2 forest. Choose one, search your library up to X land cards, reveal them and put them in your hand, then shuffle your library. Or Nilia's Intervention deals twice X damage to each creature with flying. Interesting. And we have a foiled Wordwind Denial, Pious Wayfarer. Drag to the Underworld. Interesting Liar. Siona, Captain of Peleus. And our rare, Gallia of the Endless Dance. Great image and nice name. 2 drops, he has haste. Other sighters you control gets +1/+1 and have haste. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may discard a card at random. If you do, draw 2 cards, and it is a 2/2. Interesting. Reverent Hoplite, Field of Ruin, Careless Celebrant, and a rare Nyx Lotus. 4 drops, Nyx Lotus enters the battlefield, tap it, choose a color, add an amount of mana of that color equal to the devotion to that color. Nice. And we have crazy. We have a mythic foiled Pulocranus Unchained. 4 drops. Pulocranus enters the battlefield with 6 +1/+1 counters on it. It escapes with 12 +1/+1 counters on it instead. If damage would be dealt to Pulocranus while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove that many +1/+1 counters from it. For 3, Pulocranus fight another target creature, escape for 6, exile 6 other cards from your graveyard. Crazy. Great pool, this one. Nice card. Let's check another booster. Soul-Guiled Lantern, Archon of Falling Stars, Stinging Lionfish, and our rare Temple of Enlightenment. He enters in the battlefield, tap it. When Temple of Enlightenment enters in the battlefield, scry for 1. Tap it for a plane or island. Cetizen Battalionier, Nyx Herald, One with the Stars, and our rare Conorus Hound of Atreus. 3 drops, he has Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. Creatures cards in graveyard can enter the battlefield. Players can cast spells from graveyards, and it is a 3/3. Nice card. Acolyte of Unflinching, The Birth of Meletis, One with the Stars, and we have another mythic, God, Purpurous Bronze Blooded, 5 drops, he has Indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, Purpurous isn't a creature. Other creatures you control have haste. For 3, you may put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next stamp. And it is a 7/6. Great card, this one. Nice. Renata Collet of the Hunt. Great image, this one. Slaughter Priest of Mongish. Eutrophia the Twice Favorite. And a rare Tassa's Intervention. X and 2 Iceland. Choose one. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put up to 2 from them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Or counter target spells unless its controller pays for twice X. Interesting. Whirlwind Denial. Hero of Nyxborn. Nice image. Chainweb Arachnir. And a rare Bronzehide Lion, 2 drops. For 2, Bronzehide Lion gains indestructible until the end of the turn. When Bronzehide Lion dies, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment. With enchanted creature you control adds a forest and a plain. Enchanted creature gains indestructibility until the end of the turn, and it loses all other abilities. And it is a 3/3. Interesting card. And we have a foiled Nihilus Huntmaster. Let's check another booster. Escape Velocity. Archon of the Falling Stars. Minions Return. And a rare Purpurous Intervention. An X and a Mountain. Choose one, create a X1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Or the Purpurous Intervention deals twice X damage to target creature or planeswalker. Great cards. Nice. Dreamstalker Manticore. Dreamshaper Shaman. Clothes Design. And a rare Timered Calls of the Death, 3 drops. For the first two turns, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may exile a creature or enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And the third turn, you gain X life and scry X, where X is the number of the zombies you control. Interesting. And we have a Swamp foiled. Amazing. Mire Triton. Theros Band Brawler. Hero of the Winds. And a rare Tectonic Giant. For drops, whenever a Tectonic Giant attacks or becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, choose one. Tectonic Giant deals 3 damage to each opponent. Or exile the top 2 cards from your library, choose one of them until the end of the next turn. You may play that card, and it is a 3/4. And we have a foil, Tassa's Oracle, and it is a rare. 2 drops. When Tassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion to blue. You put one of them in the top of a library and the rest on the bottom of your library and in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. Crazy. And it is a 1-3. Crazy card is 1. Escape Velocity, Farika's Spawn, Memoides Prophecy, and a rare Underworld Branch. 2 drops. Each non-land card in your graveyard has Escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice Underworld Branch. Wolf Widow Heaven, Daxos Blessed by the Sun, Nessie's Horn Beetle, and our rare Shatter the Sky. 4 drops. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card, then destroy all creatures. Crazy. And we have a bonus foiled Calaf, Beloved of the Sea. And this one is wonderful. Great card, this one. Great art. So one more booster. Destiny's Spiner, Blood Aspirant, Underworld Fires, and our rare Idyllic Tutor. 3 drops. Search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. And we have Forest and a token. Banishing Light, Devourer of Memory, Nessiet Horn Beetle, and we have another god, a giant, another mythic, Crusher Titan of Death Anger, 2 drops. When Crusher enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it's escaped. Whenever Crusher enters in the battlefield or attacks, each opponent discards a card, then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life. And he has the escape of 4 drops, exile 5 other cards from your graveyard, and it is a 6/6. Great pool, this one. Almost reaching the bottom of this booster box. Shimmering Chimera, Helios Punishment, Hateful Eidolon, and our rare the Archon War, 4 drops. For the first turn, gain control of target creature for as long as Archon Warrior remains on the battlefield. Number 2, until the next turn, creatures your opponent controls attacks each combat if able. And in the third, each tapped creature deals damage to himself equal to his power. Very interesting card, this one. Sea God Scorn, Meadowmine Prophecy, Rise to Glory, and our rare Ephemia the Cacophony, 2 drops. He has flying. At the beginning of your end stamp, you may exile an enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, 2/1. And we reach almost to the bottom of this booster box. Elspeth's Nightmare, Mischievous Chimera, Warden of the Shaned, and our rare Nadir Kraken, 3 drops. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay for 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Nadir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token, and it is a 2/3. Interesting card, this one. Our 3 last boosters. Agonizing Remorse, Commanding Presence, Nyx's Herald, and our rare Thassa's Oracle. So this is the second one we get in this booster box. Setescent Pioneer, Sea God Scorn, Underworld Dreams, and our rare Shadow Spear, 1 drop. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and lifelink. For 1 permanent your opponent controls lose hexproof and indestructibility until the end of the turn, and it has a keep cost of 2. Great card, this one. Really nice card. And the last booster from this booster box. Alseid of Life Bounty, Hero of Nyxborn, Mystic Repeal, and our rare, another Thassa's Oracle. And we have a forest and a human token. So let's check what we get in this booster box. So we get a total of 11 foils. One of them, of course, this mythic. So with this foiled mythic we get 5 mythics, and strange or not, we have if I recall correctly, 3 tazas. I can find it right now, but great pulls in these booster boxes. Definitely a total of 5 mythics, so overall was very, very good. So this is what I have to share with you. I hope you like it, you enjoy it. Until the next time, see you.